Hey there guys and gals, this is Barbie Figueroa with RiseMarketingandDesign.com, and thank you so much for watching my video. So this video is going to be a special treat for not only the Builderall community, but anyone who is on the fence and you've been looking at using Builderall for your business, but you've heard there's a learning curve and you've got to learn this whole new Builderall platform, and you want to jump in with the biggest unfair advantage that you can as possible. And what I mean by that is you want to try to overcome the learning curve of basically what I did, which was I watched a ton of tutorial videos when I first got started with Builderall. And so what I've done is I have compiled a bunch of Builderall basic rules when using our signature builder, which is the Pixel Perfect builder, that are going to help you carve your learning curve in half and are going to help you make building inside the Builderall Pixel Perfect builder a breeze. So if you want to learn my personal Builderall hacks and how I have come to really love this platform and honestly get to the point where I can churn out a lead capture page like nobody's business, and you want to get my insider Builderall building hacks, then keep on watching. And gals, again, this is Barbie Figueroa with RiseMarketingandDesign.com. Please take just one moment to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I would truly appreciate that. So I'm a systems girl. I'm the type of girl that if I see a process that becomes too repetitive, or if I see 10 people with the same question or the same issue or the same concern, the first thing I do is I go and I figure out how can I systematize this process. And there are things that, I have come across inside Builderall where I'm like, I can systematize this, or I can shortcut this, or I can make this easier, or I can, implement this hack and it's going to help me build faster. So that is what I've done. I've basically compiled a list of Builderall basic rules that honestly, they help me build faster, and I want to share them with you because I just really want people to really love this platform, because this platform is extremely powerful. It is an incredible value for the money, and I feel sometimes people, because they're overwhelmed by everything that they have to learn, they don't really give it the chance that it deserves. So this video is kind of like an homage to the Builderall builder. It is kind of like my way of giving not only back to the community, but also to help those that are actually looking to actually use Builderall to build their business, to make your life easier. So with that being said, what I'm going to do in this video is I am going to take you through my Builderall basic rules when at least building a lead capture page, okay? So that once you learn these basics, you'll be able to build inside Builderall a lot faster. So let's dive right into the content. So here I am in my Builderall back office, and what we want to do is we want to click on builders, and we want to go ahead and go to drag and drop Pixel Perfect, and then we're going to go to a new website. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to start off with a blank page so that we can go over the fundamental rules together. So let's go ahead and edit this. And that will bring me to rule number 1. Rule number 1 is save. Save as you go. Save as soon as you load the template. Save whenever you do anything. Just save. Save. Number 1 rule is save. So let's go ahead and save this. And we're going to go ahead and call it Builderall Barbie Basic Rules. I already had started this, and so let me go ahead and pick up where I left off, and we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay? So rule number 1 is save. Now, the next thing I want to do, this is my process, when I open up a page that I want to build in Builderall, the next thing I do is I want to brand my lead capture page to my branding, okay? So what I want to do is I want to customize the header and the footer. So what I want to do is introduce you to rule number 2, which is right click. You want to right click because right click is where you get your menu. So you want to right click to access your menus. And it depends on where you click what kind of menu you're going to get. You've got a separate menu for the header. You've got there is no menu here because there's nothing here. This is a blank space. This is where you're going to put content, and I'm going to show you how in just a second. So what you want to do is you want to right click, and wherever you right click, there is something that you can customize. So I can right click on the header and I can right click on the footer, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click on appearance so that I can change the color of my header or footer. Now I already have an established branding color palette, so I just go and I go right to here to just, you know, modify this header. But you can go ahead and there are some pre-made header styles already that you can go ahead and click on. These are kind of empty, so I'm not even going to bother with that. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the gear. And I'm going to make sure I select this particular header style because it runs all the way across. You see it says single background. So that's where it already is. But once you click on this, it's going to make this white. So now what I want to do is I want to go to colors and I want to change it to my branding colors. So I'm going to go ahead and click on more colors and I'm going to put in my branding hex code right here. Now I want to save this color to my palette because I'm going to be creating maybe a lead capture page, maybe a funnel. Who knows what I'm going to be building inside this project. So as long as you save your colors, it'll save your palette as you go. So let's go ahead and click on save and we are good. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is I want to do my footer. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to go to appearance, I'm going to click on the gear, and I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I click on the single background. That's going to turn it to white because that's how it defaults. I'm going to go to colors, I'm going to go here, and I'm going to select my branding color, which I already added to my palette. I'm going to click OK, and now I'm going to what? I'm going to save. Headers and footers are like Las Vegas. What you add to a header and footer stays on your header and footer. Rule number 3, headers and footers. Whatever you put in the footer or the header will carry across every page of the layout that you're on. Now, I've talked extensively about the difference between layouts and pages, so I will make sure to link a video below about layouts and pages. But basically, in a nutshell, a layout is basically the overall template for a grouping of specific pages under a layout. So right here, this is a layout. Now, as you can see, you cannot add pages from here. If you want to add pages to this layout, you have to click on this little menu right here, okay? And from here, you can add a page. Now, when you add a page, it will take on the attributes of the header and footer from this page, okay? So if you don't, like, let's say you don't want your thank you page to have a pink header and a pink footer, you want it to have a blue header and a blue footer, then you would go back and you would add a layout, okay? That way your header and footer are independent of each other. So again, if you want your look to carry across your entire project, then you would continue to add pages to the certain layout because then all the pages would take on the attributes in the header and the footer of anything you create inside of that layout. If you want 5 different pages, if you want them to all look different, then you want to add layouts and not pages. I hope that makes sense. So anything you put into the header or footer is going to carry over across. So let me show you what that looks like right now. Let's go ahead and just add an image here. So let me go ahead and add an image, and I'm going to make it smaller, and I'm going to add it in here. Now you're going to see this is going to turn yellow, and it's going to say this is going to carry over. So it says changing the root element of an item will also change that item on other platforms. When this occurs, it will be fixed on every page and etc. So anything that is in this space will carry over to any other page. And I'm going to show you that exactly how that works in a minute. So let me go ahead and put change image. So I am going to go ahead and make that bigger. Okay, and if I want to make the header just a little bit bigger, I will click on it, and then when this little bubble comes out, I will stretch it down just a wee little bit. Okay, so remember, this is still a blank space. I can't right click, there's nothing in here. So I still have to add elements into this area. And I'm going to show you an easy way to add elements where they will be contained so that when you go to edit in the mobile version, it's going to be so much easier. But while we're here, let's go ahead and add a menu to the bottom. So let me go ahead and click over here, and I want to go to a menu. And I just want to go ahead and just put just a simple menu. So let's go ahead and click on this menu, and until you have pages inside of your inside of your project, you're not going to have any of this. Let me delete this because it added 2 of them in there. Okay, so this is an empty menu, and as you add pages, you'll see that we can go ahead and populate this menu. So what am I going to do now that I've done a few things? I am going to go back to rule number 1, and I am going to save. Okay, now let me show you how this duplication factor takes place. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I am going to make a copy of this page. Remember, I'm in a layout, so I want all the pages within the layout to have the same footer and the same header. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to duplicate this page right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and I'm going to duplicate this page. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to call it Home 2. Okay. So that's it. So we just added that. Now we're going to click on save. And now you'll see that the other one also took the exact same look as the first one. Now let me show you another example. Let's say I want to add a blank page to this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say add a page. Okay, because duplicating it, of course, it's going to carry everything over, right? But now let's add a page so you can see how it's going to take the same effect. So let me go ahead and click on a blank page, and I'm just going to go ahead and click on this, and I'm just going to call it sample, and I'm going to click confirm. And it just took on the attributes of my page. Why? Because, as I said, any page inside of a layout that already has attributes in both the header and the footer will carry on across any other page you add. So to really drive this home, let's add another page. So you can see that anything you put in here is going to it's going to carry over into the header and the footer. So let's go ahead and let's put in our disclaimer. So we're going to go put in our disclaimer, and we're going to go add that. And as you can see, it took on what? The attributes of the header and footer. Why? Because headers and footers are like Las Vegas. Whatever you leave in the header and footer stays on the header and footer. So we can go ahead and put this in the middle here, and we can extend this footer there. And what are we going to do next, guys? I know I can hear you. We're going to save. So now every single page inside of this what? Inside of this layout is exactly the same. Why? Because anytime you put a page inside of a layout, it takes on the attributes of whatever is in the header and the footer. So no matter what page I click on, they will all have the same header and footer. And this will make building a site super duper simple when you understand this concept. Let's continue. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the home page and we're going to start playing with banners, guys. So let's go into this workspace. You see there's nothing there. So I want to do a lead capture page, let's say. So I want to go ahead and I want to go to the plus sign and I want to go ahead and I want to add a banner. Now, a banner will contain a lot of your content. So we want to go ahead and I'm just going to make this as simple as possible. So I'm going to go to a couple of places where I know that I can find like sort of like an opt-in, okay? So this would be like the top of a website. I'm not going to use that because I already have a header and footer, but I could definitely use this as a header, as an opt-in form, because I can go ahead and make this clickable. Or I can just go to lead capture right here and I can use any one of these things. So I'm going to go ahead and use the simplest template that is available to me. I'm going to go ahead and click that right here. Okay, so now you're going to see this little arrow thingy, okay? And then when I click here, you're going to see that you're going to be able to bring this up or down. And you're going to see these green these green borders around this. That means that everything that's in here is contained in a banner. And so when I go like this, everything that's in that banner moves with the banner. So now creating your lead capture page is super duper simple because everything is going to stay in this banner, and you'll see that once we go to the mobile version, everything is going to pretty much fall into place for the exception of maybe a few little tweaks. So I don't need this logo, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete it. And I'm going to just bring this up just a wee little bit. So now all you have to do is go ahead and change your headline, change your sub-headline. Now what I highly recommend you do is when you install any template of Builderall inside of a blank page or any project that you're working on and you're trying to collect leads, I would right click. Right click is what? Your friend, because right click is where the menus are. And I'm going to go ahead and I know right off the bat that this is more like a contact form. This is an intake form. This isn't a lead generation form that will connect to my Mailing Boss autoresponder. So I want to just go ahead and show you what the difference is since we're here. So this is a contact form. I'm going to go ahead and click on configure and you'll see that this doesn't look like anything that will actually collect our leads. This is more like for manual submissions. If you want someone to contact you directly through your email address, you can go ahead and configure this so that people, when they fill out this form, it acts more like a contact page and you will be notified through your email. I don't want that. So I want to go ahead and I'm going to delete this and I'm going to replace it with an actual opt-in form. So I'm going to go add email form. So I'm going to click on this and now I'm going to change it to one of these because this is what will connect to your Mailing Boss. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring this down just a little bit and I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. Now remember, you want to make sure that you are inside your lines. You see here, we're still within the green part. This is your banner. Remember, this is your banner. This is the border of the bottom of your banner. So if you go like this, that's it. Now this is outside of the banner. And what happens is when you try to move the banner, everything will get all sticky and everything will move together. It's because remember that game Operation? When we were kids, we would play this game called Operation. And when you played Operation, if you hit the sides of the little thing that you were trying to get, if you hit the little metallic sides, bzz, the buzzer would go off.
Well, be careful not to touch the sides or you'll get buzzed. And Cavity Sam's nose will light up.
Well, think of Builderall's Builder kind of in the same way. When you go ahead and do this, bzz, just think of a buzz sound. That means that you have overstepped the boundaries and anything that you do like this will be outside of the banner area. So now when you go like this, you see how it's kind of sticking to it? And maybe you don't want that. Maybe you want this to be inside of the confines of your banner so you can move everything together. So all you have to do is drag it up and make sure you see it's in the blue area, that it is within the confines of your banner. That way, when you go like this, you can move everything at the same time. Okay? So what we can do now is right click and we're going to configure this. And we're just going to go ahead and bring it to Mailing Boss. I'm just going to connect it to any list here just for example. Okay, so then the next thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and change the URL. That way, when they opt in, they go to a thank you page. So let me go ahead and click right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and click on page because remember, Builderall has an internal page linking system. So if you want them to go to the next page, just click on page. So I'm just going to select anything in here because we're just doing this as an example. Pretend that's my thank you page and click OK. I'm going to stay here and I'm also going to select that page again because whether they are already opted in or you have this on double opt-in and they're waiting for a confirmation email, they will both go to the same place. So I'm going to go ahead and click thank you. And what am I going to do next? I'm going to confirm, and then what am I going to do? I am going to save. Okay, so I'm just going to go over a little bit about rulers just to give you a quick overview. But let's just say that I want to make sure that everything is centered and everything is correct. So I just go ahead and I can pull down my rulers or I can add grid lines. And that will give me more of an idea of my workspace. So I can grab a ruler here and I can if I want to make sure that everything is centered to the middle of the page, I can just go ahead and click right here and now everything is centered. Now this might look like it's a little off, so I can just go like this. And this might look a little off, so I can just go like this. And that is how you would center things, okay? So you can click rulers from the top here or you can click on the sides. And if you're trying to create rulers on the horizontal, you can go ahead and put a ruler here. And this will just keep your workspace and your layouts all nice and neat and centered and where everything is supposed to go. This is going to work really well if you have bullet points or if you are trying to separate paragraphs and you want to make sure that there's an equal spacing in between everything that you're doing. You can go ahead and use rulers to keep everything in check. You would just click here again to get rid of your rulers. Now I'm going to recommend that while you're working on your project that you make sure to do everything that you're going to do in the desktop version first. So just to get a little fancy, I am going to show you that how I'm going to create another banner. I'm going to add another banner because I want to personalize this. I want to make it more branded to me. So I'm going to go ahead and click on banner and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to find a cool banner that I can put here that'll allow me to not only add my picture, but it'll give it a little pizzazz inside of the inside of this template. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on this banner and I'm going to add it here. Okay, now you'll see it's overlapping because I don't have enough room. So I'm going to bring this down. Okay, I'm going to go and look, where does this banner end? Where does the top banner end? It ends right here. So let me drag this up just a little bit. And now they're kind of right there. Okay, and then you'll see that now my footer's overlapping. So that's a problem. So I want to go ahead and drag this down until it fits there flush to the footer. And then I'm going to go ahead, I am going to, this is a box, so I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to add an image instead. So I'm going to go ahead and add an image. And I'm going to go ahead and put my picture here so that it looks more branded to me. So let's go ahead and change the image. And let's go ahead and put my image. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to make this a little smaller. And then I'm going to put here, your instructor. And I'm going to put here Barbie Figueroa. And I'll just get rid of this for now. Okay, so we're looking really good right here, right? We're coming up with a really pretty page. Now remember, when you go like this, you don't want your things to clash. You put them together, they're gonna stick together. So you want to make sure that there's enough space in between these two things. You see how there's a green border here and there's a green border here? You want to make sure that they don't touch. If they touch, once you go to the mobile version or you try to look at this on your computer, it's going to look like it's all overlapping. So you want to give enough space. So keep an arm's distance from the green box above you. And now, guess what? If I want to move this, everything moves because it's contained inside the banner. So make sure when you build, you lay out a banner so that you can put everything in there so everything moves easily. So I'm going to leave this up here. Now, do you see what's wrong here with this picture? My banner is overlapping my footer. So I want to drag that down just a little bit. Otherwise, I might have an issue. So I want to go ahead and bring this down a little bit. And there we go. And now I'm going to click on Save. Okay, so for the most part, I'm happy with how my sample page looks. It looks really great. And now I am going to take you to the next rule, which is turn off your tablet settings. Now, Builderall has built the Pixel Perfect where it's responsive enough that if it is seen inside of a tablet, that it will expand and it will get smaller with the size of the tablet. So you don't need to do this 3 times. So what I do is I come into this section in the gears and I go to the platform settings and I turn off the tablet. This is going to save so much time for you because it will readjust inside of a tablet from a desktop all the way to a tablet size. So let me go ahead and click on Save. And here we go. Okay, so now we're going to hit the scary part. This part is very scary for many people, and that's why you need these rules to help guide you through editing in the mobile version. So remember, Builderall is a completely different builder. It is built on HTML5. It is drag and drop. It's what you see is what you get. And if I want to put a little picture of a fairy right on here and I want to stick it right here, when I go to the mobile version, I can go ahead and put that little fairy on the opt-in form and she will not move because it is pixel perfect. That is the way Builderall is designed. So all you have to do is some minor modifications inside the mobile version if you design within banners. So let's go ahead and do that now. So the first thing you're going to notice is, oh my gosh, what is all my stuff doing here? What is all my stuff doing here? This right here is your workspace, and you can actually change the color of your workspace. You can make it gray, or you can make it lighter gray, or you can make it white. So consider this your workspace where you can drag things in and out of your workspace. Now, because I've been designing inside of banners, it knows that all my stuff is already contained within those banners. So all you have to do if you want to bring this stuff over onto the mobile canvas, all you have to do is click on the wrench and click on page. And that's going to bring almost everything right into the template. Now, I do need to do some minor configurations, but at this point, they're so minor, you can do this really quickly. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and bring my logo over into the header, because that's where it was in the home page on the desktop. So I've given you a bunch of tips, but rule number 6 is you have got to use the mobile customization settings if you want to customize in mobile. If I go like this and I right click and I try to change this text here, it is going to affect the desktop version. So we have a built-in customization menu that you're going to use for any and all of your text inside of the mobile builder. That way you customize things in the mobile version and it doesn't affect the desktop. So let's right click, because what? right click is your friend. So I'm going to right click here and I'm going to go to customization. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this over here so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to, it starts at 13, so I'm just going to go to the top. Now what I recommend that you do is to keep a consistency in your design is remember your bold and bigger text, you know, what size you're using it. That way, if you've got a sales page, you have a consistency all across your page that you're building. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to leave it at 30. 30 looks good. And remember what I said about operation? You see right here, this green border is touching this grid line. So I'm just going to go ahead and squeeze this over just a little bit so it's within the blue area. That way I know that nothing is going to be out of place or is going to be touching anything else once I save this and look at it on my mobile. Okay, so now I can bring this up here. I'm going to drag this up and I'm just going to take a look at the font size really quickly. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure it is, 20 is good. What did I put this as? Let me just double check here. Okay, so this is good. So this is my headings are going to be 30 and my font is going to be 20. So just make sure to carry that over as you build. So I'm going to go ahead and just going to drag this up a little bit. And I'm going to drag the picture up a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to make my picture right here in the middle, and then I'm going to drag this entire banner all the way up. Okay, so now I have plenty of space in between the both of them. This is the bottom of this banner, so I'm going to drag this up. So just make sure that you are working thoughtfully and intentionally and making sure that your banners are really not touching each other, okay? Because sometimes this banner will come down here and you're going and everything's going to stick together and you're not going to know why. Bring the banner up. What did I say? Arm's length distance. When we were kids in kindergarten, when we were going to go to lunch and they told us to get in a single file, what did they say? Arm's distance to the person in front of you, okay? So you want to be at arm's distance between the first banner and the second banner. That way nothing sticks. So what am I going to do here? I am going to ask you the question and maybe you'll leave it in the comments, but I'm going to ask you, what am I going to do here? I am going to right click and I'm going to customize. And what am I going to do? I'm going to make this a 30 because my headings are at 30. So I want everything to look, you know, even. All right. And then I'm going to bring this up just a wee bit. Make sure that it is within the blue borders of this banner. Okay. Within my workspace, I'm going to right click and I'm going to make sure that this is at 20. Okay, so now everything is even. Now my name is all the way down here, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring my name out to my workspace just so that I can see it and drag this over just a wee little bit. And I'm going to bring up my name right here. My name is a little too big for the mobile version, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to make it 20. So we have a consistency to what we're doing. So let's say operation bzz, bzz, okay, we don't want that. We want to make sure that it's not touching the sides. Okay, so that nothing sticks. When you see, look at this. This would have totally stuck. So this is way out of the margin. So what I want to do is I want to bring this in and make sure that I am within the confines of this area. That way, bzz, bzz, if I touch that, boom, it's going to probably come out all overlapping and it's not going to look right. Same thing here. You see this? These things are touching. So I want a little arm's length distance between these two things. Unless you want something to stick together. Like I said in the other example, if you want to put a little fairy or a little star or a little something on top of an opt-in form or on top of a picture and you want it to stay there, then you would overlap these two little things. But you don't want text to overlap, right? So text has to be what? An arm's length distance from each other. Okay? All right, we're about to wrap this up. Now I'm going to bring this up. And now, remember, this is blank space. All I had was 2 banners. So I'm just going to drag up the footer. And I'm going to bring this up just a little bit. But I need room for my menu. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click what? I'm going to save. Okay, guys and gals, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at this inside the desktop view. And I know that some of you are nervous because you're thinking, oh my gosh, my desktop is going to go crazy. But it's not, because I used the Builderall basic rules to make sure that nothing would change inside my desktop. And here we go. Everything looks beautiful. Everything is absolutely perfect. Okay, guys and gals, so there's just a few other things I want to show you how to do, and we are going to wrap this up. What I recommend you do is you save this video to your favorites and refer to it often when you're building inside the Pixel Perfect Builder. I promise you that if you just watch this video over and over again, you will start to get the hang of it. And if you followed me during this training, you should have built pretty much the same page with ease. And I want to teach you a couple more things. Now, there are times where you do something in the desktop version that is not always going to fit in the mobile version. So you're going to need to hide elements in the mobile version so that they look the right way. So let me show you an example of what I mean. So right here, we are on our home page again, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a button down here. So let's go ahead and add a button, and I'm just going to go ahead and put buy now. But I'm going to say something like, so what I want to do is I want to write something a little bit longer so that you can see what I mean on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, and I'm going to text. I'm going to change the text here. I'm going to put, yes, join Builderall now. Okay. So I am going to go ahead and put this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a little fancy, and I'm going to put an icon. So I'm going to go ahead over here, and I'm going to add an icon, and I'm going to search for a check mark. Okay, so I'm going to search for this check mark. I'll just go ahead and add this, click confirm, and I want to show it on the left hand side. So I'm going to go ahead and put left. I'm going to put a little bit of spacing in between the icon and the wording. And I'm just going to click confirm. And just because I want to stay consistent with my branding, I'm just going to go ahead and click on appearance. And I am going to change the color of the background. And I'm going to change it to my branding color just to make everything nice and neat. And then I'm just going to use this one so that when you hover over it, it has a slightly different color. And I'm going to click OK. And then I'm going to click save. Now, here it looks great. It looks awesome on the desktop. If I go ahead and I click preview, my button looks great, right? So I'm going to go ahead and return to edit. Now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and make sure that this looks right on the mobile version because I just added something. So I want to see what happened to the mobile version. So I'm going to go click on mobile. And now if I scroll down, whoops, I see it right here. So what am I going to do? Because this looks like all jacked up, right? So let's go ahead and bring it down here. And because it's the mobile version, and this is what I love about Builderall, that you can't really do on the responsive, is if you want the button right here, you can put it right here. If you want to put it right here, you can put it right here. With responsive, with like a WordPress theme, you can't do that unless you know like really sophisticated CSS coding that you can literally pinpoint something to put it where you want it. Otherwise, you really can't do that. And I don't even think you can do it even if you knew coding. But with Builderall, I can do whatever I want. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to bring this down, and I'm going to bring this over here, right? So I'm opening this up, and man, the only option that I have to make this look better is to right click here and to change the appearance of the text. But guess what's going to happen? It is going to mess up my desktop version because I have no customization menu. I would have to actually mess with the menu that I use to create the desktop version. So let me show you what you would do instead. So what you're going to do instead is you're going to hide it here, and you're just going to add a button. Okay, you're going to add a button that's just for mobile. So that way you can customize the text if you want. So let's try this again. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put here, text here, I'm going to put, yes, join Builderall now. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. And I'm also going to put the icon. You're going to see it's going to throw this off. It's just not going to work. But because I created a separate button just for the mobile version, it's not going to mess up my desktop version. So let me show you how that's going to work. So let me go ahead and select the check mark again and click confirm, and see it's throwing it off already. I can already see it's throwing it off. So I'm going to go and click confirm. Okay, so now this is what we have. So I am going to right click here, and I'm going to go to appearance, and I'm going to click on the font, and now I am going to slowly reduce the font. Okay, let me go ahead and change this icon so it appears to the left. Let me reset it so that it appears to the left right here. Now it's on the left. Now we're good. And now I'm going to go ahead and I am going to change the appearance and make it my branding color, right? So I'm going to go color of background. I'm going to make it the pink. And I'm going to go ahead and the little hover, I'm going to make that a lighter pink. Click OK. Click Save. And now my button looks perfect on mobile, but it didn't change my desktop version. You see what I mean? So if it's going to affect whatever you do on the desktop, if you don't have a special mobile menu to customize it, which the buttons do not, okay, then you would have to hide the button that carries over from the desktop and create one specifically for mobile so that it looks okay. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so that's all you have to do. So guess what? Now that I drag this down, now I lost some space here. So all I have to do is just open this up a little bit. So now I got to open this up. Here's the end of my banner. Open this up, make sure that this is centered, and now I can bring my footer. And now we are perfect, and now when you look at this on mobile, it will be perfect. So we're going to go ahead and save this, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to look to see what it looks like on the desktop. So another instance you would have to hide the opt-in form is if, let's say for example, I would have put a longer text here. The get access now, it fits over here on the mobile, right? It fits perfectly. But if I would have written something longer, like yes, Barbie, show me the PDF or something like that, then chances are it would not fit. And the only way I could make it fit is by reducing the font size. And when I do that, on the mobile version, it would affect the desktop version. So in that instance, if you really have to have a longer text, then you would hide this version. You would hide it by clicking this little eyeball and create an opt-in just for the mobile version. Now, I know that it seems like a little more work, but you're going to get your website to look exactly the way you want it. You're going to get your funnels to look exactly the way you want it. And maybe you want a more straight to the point, abbreviated version of your sales page on your mobile. And this gives you full 100% control to do that. Okay, so now the last things I want to show you really quickly is how to rename your pages. So what you want to do is you're going to click on this little page, and you see where it says here default. I want to go ahead and change that. So what I would do is I would go to the little gear, because this is the title page for this whole layout. So I'm going to go over here. It says default right here, and I am going to change it to Barbie's Builderall Rules and Hacks, because honestly these are just from my experience. I don't know that they're officially Builderall approved, but this is the way that I work, so I wanted to share that with you. So right here I want to go ahead and I want to put a custom icon, so I'll just go ahead and put my face right there, and that way that'll come out on the browser. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click save. Okay, now if for SEO purposes and stuff like that, if you want to go ahead and put the description, your keywords, your meta tags, you would put that there. Okay, any analytics scripts, any other scripts, you would put that there. And if there's any mailing boss integrations that you're doing, you can put that here. I'm not going to go into that in this video. I just want you to make you aware that it is there and available for you. So I'm going to go ahead and click save. And then if you want to change the page over here, again, you can call it, you know, whatever you want, like about page. And then you can call this about. And then this would be the link for your page. Okay, so let me show you what that looks like. Let me click on save first. And let me go ahead to this template. And I just made some money, which is awesome. So let me go ahead and change this out of here. Okay, and let me go to my templates. Let me go to Barbie. And let's see. Builderall Barbie basic rules. Okay, so let me go ahead and publish this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the link. Okay, and I am going to put the about page so that you can see what it looks like. Let me go ahead and click here. And let me go ahead and look at the live page, and it looks perfect. Okay, it looks perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and backslash here, and I'm going to put about here, and it will take me to the about page. So I would start making a list of all the pages that you are naming. Okay, that way you have all your links ready just in case you need them in a autoresponder series or something like that. Okay, so now this project is called Barbie's Builderall Rules and Hacks, and this is the layout. All of the pages in this grouping are going to look exactly the same because they are pages within my layout. Okay, so here's a sample, and I'm going to return here, and here's my disclaimer, and everything looks really freaking awesome. Okay, let me go to the mobile version, and everything looks great. So that is it, guys and gals. I truly hope that this helped you. I know it's a long video, but this is one of those videos that you are going to save to your favorites. You're going to bookmark it so that you can refer to it over and over again. Now, there's a ton of things you can do in Builderall, but this will give you your foundation. After you have this foundation, you will be able to add things to this. You'll be able to build extra things. You'll be able to add, little different, apps or social buttons or anything that you want to make your Builderall pages even better. But hopefully these fundamentals will help you, really make building inside the Builderall Builder easier. And what I recommend you do is you literally go and you do exactly what I did, and you build this on your own, and you go ahead and you upload your own logo, and you go ahead and you upload your own photo and start customizing your colors and things like that, and follow my video so that you'll be able to build inside of the Builderall Pixel Perfect Builder a lot easier. So hopefully this video helped you. If it did, please go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel, and let me know if this helped you. Please, it would really mean a lot to me if this actually helped you, and maybe you had like a mini breakthrough and this is going to help you actually build easier. Now, I know that I added a few little quirky things in there like the operation game and the little buzzer sounds, but that's to remind you that when you're doing those things, you remember in your brain so that it makes it easier for you to recall the information once you find yourself building these pages on your own. So just build a few of these pages, get really good at understanding how the builder works, and I promise you, you are going to be able to build whatever you want inside of the Builderall Builder. Now, if you are on the fence, you've been looking at Builderall, maybe you've been researching it for a while, and if you want to partner with someone who's knowledgeable with all these things and someone who's committed to this company and growing with this company, and I'm also an award-winning affiliate marketer, so I know both sides of the business. So if you would like to partner with me, all you have to do is check in my description box, and you will find links on how you can partner with me and my team Rise, and you will also get access to a bunch of ready-made templates that I've created for my team inside of our team training site. Now, if you're already with Builderall, I really truly hope that this helped you. Again, if it did, let me know. This is just really a condensed version of a lot of the amazing tutorials that already exist inside of Builderall. And boy, if you want to learn how to do anything inside of Builderall, we've got tons of tutorials that are there for you. But this is just my little shortcut, my little quick reference sheet that will help you hopefully build a lot faster and cut the learning curve a little bit quicker. So thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate you. I know this has been a long video, but I truly hope that it adds value to you and it helps you become a better Builderall builder. Please go ahead again and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and make sure to visit my website at www.risemarketinganddesign.com. And as always, I will see you on another video. Bye!